In local political news again today, through a spokesperson, Governor Mark Dayton said he will veto a recently passed tax bill unless state lawmakers agree to his demands to call a special session on other issues. The tax bill provides $800 million in tax breaks over 3 years for everyone from farmers to parents with child care costs to students with student loan debt. The bill also includes a one-word mistake that could cost the state $100 million. It uses the word or instead of and, which means the legislature mistakenly passed a deep tax cut for charitable gambling, which helps pay for the new Viking Stadium. If the mistake isn't fixed by July 1st, anyone who buys or rents a suite for any event at U.S. Bank Stadium must pay a 10% tax to cover the lost revenue. Dayton said he won't call a special session to fix the mistake unless Republicans agree to, among other issues, funding for the controversial Southwest Light Rail project and more money for higher education. Joining us to talk about the stalemate is the Republican House Speaker, Kurt Daudt. Mr. Speaker, thank you so much for coming on.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
All right, let me ask you, the governor says he won't call a special session unless you agree to his demands. Are you going to agree to them?
Well, you know, the governor said earlier this week that his position is eminently reasonable, which should be a red flag when a politician says his position is eminently reasonable. What the governor is really saying is, you need to agree to everything that I want, or I'm not calling a special session. We want him to call a special session. We want to pass that bonding/transportation bill from the last night of session. But unfortunately, the things that he's asking for probably aren't reasonable. And you know, the tax bill itself that he's threatening to veto over one word, it's not uncommon for us to have errors in some of the bills that move through the legislature. In fact, I brought with me a copy of the reviser's bill from the last night of session. This is the type of bill that we passed to correct small errors that happen in statute. We have probably 4 or 5 different ways that we can deal with that one-word error,
without going to a special
session.
But the governor has to agree to that.
We can ultimately fix it in a special session. He also said last week that he wasn't going to hold tax relief for farmers, for parents with kids in daycare, for college students, for families saving for college, for veterans. He wasn't going to hold tax relief for those people hostage to get his other demands. And he made 2 demands on the tax bill, and this is where I'd like to remind people of how reasonable he's being. He made 2 demands on the tax bill. Republicans have agreed to both of those demands in the tax bill. Now he's threatening to veto it anyway.
Well, he said he's going to do that tomorrow.
I don't believe him. I don't believe him.
You don't believe it?
I don't believe he will. He's going to be vetoing the soccer stadium, the new siding plant on the range, which will employ upwards of 750 people directly and indirectly. I just don't think he's going to do it, and he does not need to. And there's nobody advising him that that's a good idea except for his commissioner.
All right. Well, I can tell you that the governor, through a spokesperson again today, said he is going to veto it tomorrow. But let me ask you, it sounds like you're saying no, you are not going to agree to these very specific demands, about $150 million of additional spending, the light rail funding mechanism, and also more money for higher education. And also he wants the restoration of an $800,000 tax credit, which for low-income high school students.
We've agreed to that.
You've agreed to that one, so that you do agree.
And we've agreed to fix that one word, which we can do. Okay. What the governor is.
How about if you just got money for higher? I mean, the big ones then, if you agree to the $800,000 tax credit, are more money for higher education and Southwest Light Rail Transit. Can you agree to one of those and not the other?
Well, we're willing to talk to him, but last week the governor said that he wasn't going to hold the tax bill hostage. All I'm saying is that I agree with him. Let's deal with the tax bill separately, and then let's move on to those things. If you pile everything into one big agreement, it's just much more difficult to get there. Some of the things that he's asking for in his list of demands would be repealing things that he just signed into law. So he signed the supplemental spending bill, and an hour later came out with that list of demands. Some of the things in that list were repealing some of the things in that bill and also spending another $100 million. If he wasn't happy with the supplemental spending bill, he probably shouldn't have signed that bill. And by the way, these are bills that have passed the legislature. They're true compromise bills that it took a lot of effort to get to. The tax bill passed the legislature with the House with 123 votes, only 10 no votes. It would be the most bipartisan tax bill ever vetoed if the governor vetoes that bill.
All right, let me ask you this. The entire legislature up for re-election. The governor's not up for re-election. The governor clearly believes, I think, that if he goes and he's going to visit all 82 counties, I think he believes that the Democrats are going to win legislative races and he's going to get the House back in November. How do you feel about that?
I think he thinks if he vetoes these bills and plays politics, he thinks that helps Democrats. Unfortunately, I don't think about whether this benefits us or doesn't benefit us. I want to do what's right for Minnesotans, and I think that's why I've been successful.
All right. Well, Mr. Speaker, thank you so much for coming in this morning, and we obviously will follow the events this week.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.